Swadika, welcome to NNT News Talk, brought to you by the National News Bureau of Thailand under the supervision of the Public Relations Department. I'm Chalapansa Narula, your host. Today we're joined by an author of a very interesting book for moms and moms-to-be. The book is called A New Age Manual for the New Mother, Postnatal and Beyond, written by Kun Duangtip Aurora. The Bible serves to awaken the spirituality of motherhood amongst women, and at the same time guiding them with tips and easy suggestions and recommendations as to how to lead their own lives and of course to care for their children as well. So let's meet Kun Duangtip. Swadika.
Swadika.
Thank you so much for joining the program.
My pleasure.
First of all, tell us a bit about your book. This is your book.
That's right.
Looking very good.
Thank
What
you.
inspired you to write this book?
Well, as we were just talking, there were so many factors. First of all, my own personal experience with the holistic way in raising my own children sort of really inspired me to share this knowledge, because I was seeing how they were developing so well, you know, with the natural remedies and the natural holistic touch. And what really prompted me was that there were so many aspects of postnatal care that was not being openly discussed, you know, in the media or in the hospitals, by the doctors. I think even sometimes the doctors are not too sure what are the diet you should have, what food you should eat to recuperate from something that's like a life-altering, you know, event. It's like whether it's an operation or a normal delivery, it's life-altering. You know, your whole body changes, and there's a certain care regimen that has to be followed. And women in the urban community, we are like away from nature. And now that we are living in nuclear families, we are cut off from that wisdom that was passed down so naturally from mother to daughter to, you know, and we were losing out on that. And we were just hearing sound bites from here and there. They say we should do this, or we should do this, should we not do that? You know, there was no surety whether all that we were recommended had any scientific basis.
Yes.
You know, so it was like, and I would be sharing that. No, there is a science to it, and there is a scientific wisdom to it, and it's like, please share it with us, you know. So I was doing workshops, I was writing articles, but it just didn't seem enough. I felt I have to reach out to a wider audience and equip women, empower them with the scientific knowledge in caring for themselves and giving their children the best start they could give in life, you know, given that we are surrounded by technology, so much of medicines, so many advances, but do they support your health in the long run? So many questions, you know. So this book was there to sort of answer those questions, empower women, the urban women. At the same time, I had this vision of empowering the rural or the poorer women, the poorer mothers of our society. I just felt that the book would be the perfect mechanism, like the part of the proceeds I get by empowering the urban women would be used to set up a fund, the Golden Awareness Fund, for the poor mothers and children, so we could sort of, you know, benefit motherhood as a whole. So this book is like a tribute to motherhood and to Mother Earth. I must mention this because there's a green segment in my book that tells you how to be an eco-friendly mother.
Right.
You know, it is the need of the hour that we inculcate the love of Mother Nature in our children, and sort of this book will help you get started on that as well.
How long did it take before you actually put this information together in the form of a book?
I'll tell you frankly, it just evolved. I didn't even think that I'm going to write a book. I just started writing notes to share in my workshop, one day at a time. And as I kept writing, you know, it was something awakened inside, that the information just kept flowing and flowing. I just couldn't stop. Every day I would sit and there was something that guided me, you know, to write about this. And later when I saw the whole range of chapters I had covered, and that's when I sorted it and organized it into a book format. And yeah, it took about 2.5 years. Yeah.
Before the book came out.
Before the book came out.
So you actually trained in postnatal care?
I would say I trained in holistic studies,
Holistic
in Ayurveda to be more precise, and it covers holistic postnatal care as part of, you know, the taking care of your diet, of your health for any individual. So it was covered in that.
A lot of people still do not understand the term holistic and this approach. What is it exactly? Can you elaborate, please?
Sure. Holistic is actually anything which respects human health at every level, starting from the physical, mental, emotional, social, spiritual, and environmental. This is the complete definition of what is holistic. Okay? If I'm doing something for my health. I mean, it should be supporting my health along with respecting the environment at the same time. It should also support my mental and emotional well-being. So, holistic, first of all, acknowledges that every individual is unique. You know, it's a three-dimensional being made up of mind, body, and spirit. And every individual has a different tendencies, different priorities in life, and each individual is connected with nature. So there is a very inherent connection with Mother Nature, with Mother Earth, and the individual. And holisticness helps us understand that. You see, holistic health and well-being. And the mother of holistic science is Ayurveda, which really beautifully explains this connection scientifically as well. So,
but this approach, how is it perceived here in Thailand? Is it well received? Is it becoming popular?
it is actually Thai tradition. The traditional Thai healing tradition derives from Ayurveda. Okay, it has the elements, the cooling and the heating aspects, and it is still being followed, especially in the rural aspects of the country, and it forms the basic of the healing tradition. But of course, as I said, with urbanization, with modernization, with the influx of the Western influence in science and technology and medicines, of course, this tradition was sort of relegated. So the urban awareness is very limited of holistic, but it is growing now because in the West, like in America, in Europe, holistic is again coming up, with so much fervor, because people have now suffered the side effects of modern medicine. They have seen that doctors don't have all the answers, that doctors can go wrong, and there's a certain segment who have benefited from the holistic approach, especially like cancer patients, AIDS patients.
Mm-hmm.
They have actually benefited from this holistic treatments. So it's being revived there, and now we are feeling the influence here. Now people also want to know, what is holistic? What is Dr. Deepak Chopra talking about?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the wave has just started here in the urban section of our country.
I see. Now, holistic approach and postnatal care, how are they related? How do you bring it together?
Well, I adopt the holistic approach in postnatal care. Okay, insofar, what was being told was, okay, you deliver your baby, you go home, and then the doctors will tell you, come for vaccination.
Mm-hmm.
If your baby has a cold and cough, come to see me. I'll give them this medicine, give them that medicine. Okay, that was the approach so far. What we follow in the holistic is to let nature do its thing. It's to recognize the natural order of things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. For example, first of all, when you go back home as a woman after giving birth, you respect the fact that your body is not the same as before. Okay, you're internally in a very sensitive state, a little bit weaker because of all the draining. It takes a lot of effort to bring a baby into the world, and you're depleted of nutrients and everything. So you have to focus on the diet. What kind of diet? That has been covered in holistic postnatal care. Natural diet, okay? Then what kind of body works should you undergo to flush out that excess debris in your uterus?
Mm-hmm.
Your uterus has accumulated a lot of materials, to accommodate your baby, and it's important to get rid of that. So that's like understanding nature and then doing things to support nature. You understand? So we are trying now to cleanse the body, because that's what nature's giving us the indication. We are sort of bleeding for the first 40 or 50 days.
Right.
So you support that. And again, when it comes to our children, when they have a cold or a cough, we don't suppress that with medicine. Let it express, and then we give them herbs or herbal remedies or a herbal healing diet, which will help to take out the mucus from their system,
Mm-hmm.
rather than just suppress the cough. You see, there is a little bit of difference there in the holistic and in the modern approach.
Now, it seems to be easy when you say if a child is sick, let it come out. But then again, what if a child has really high fever? Mothers would be really scared and in shock,
Definitely.
running to the hospital.
Of course.
So it's pretty challenging if you are not aware of how the holistic approach is, or how to actually attend to the child, in time of a crisis. A lot of people
Very
will do
true.
that as a crisis.
Very
What to
true.
do?
What to do?